Hi, this is Maria with Wings as Eagles again. Thank you again for stopping by my channel, and I hope that you like what you see in front of you. I really had a wonderful time creating this collage spread. I have used some scrapbooking papers and some stickers and embellishments, some textile materials, and some beautiful pictures from secondhand books. And I happen to think these colors are just lovely together and very reminding of the summer that's approaching. They're bright colors. I love the reds and the greens and the corals, the yellows. They just look so beautiful to me together. I love everything that has to do with nature, and flowers obviously are part of the season. It seems like things are starting to cheer up out there. I see more people out and buying plants, and of course, depends on what part of the world you are and the current circumstances, what you're able to do or not. I hope that you are all doing very well, and I want to just bring you a little hope and encouragement with these beautiful colors and this wonderful theme. Today I am playing with Psalm 23. If I dare say I'm playing with it, I have actually meditated on it and I found it to be so beautiful, more than I ever thought it was, and I want to share that with you. And let's get working here, get some materials out, play along with me. Whatever it is you wish to use, you don't have to have the same things that I have. Find whatever you can find at home around your house, what you like and the colors you like, and let's just play with some glue and papers and paper clips and stickers and have some fun together. Leave me some comments because I'm sure I can learn a lot from you. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's get started. Here you see how I am messing around with different images. I really love these purses, and that was my original choice of images because I love those colors and I thought they were so neat. Then I found these other images from different books, and I was just trying to figure out what am I gonna do, because the more you have, sometimes it's harder to choose. So here I found this picture of a watermelon to be just a great in size to fill the page and just beautiful. And I am now putting down this little envelope or pocket, and I'm creating a semicircle hole with a punch. If you don't have the punch, you can use scissors, that is fine. And what that does is just embellishes the piece a little bit and allows for easier removal of papers that you may have in there. This is a booklet I've created, and I plan on sewing around the edges. You will see that later. It's a beautiful picture of fruit from the same book of that other watermelon on the left. I'm going to line it up with that paper that you see with the yellow flowers on the right, the inside of the booklet. This green, dark green base, not this bright one, will be the base of the right page. I believe it complements so beautifully with the other side, with the left side. And it also combines pretty well with that other watermelon behind the red flower. So I'm just making sure things are just laying nice. And I created some wrinkles on the left, as you see, but that happens sometimes. It's okay. This is my booklet. And you will see that it's lined up now with that paper, just to give it a base. And I have sewn the edges. This is a belly band that I'm trying to create to insert my booklet with these beautiful colors. See how it's gonna look? It gives you an idea. And I have sewn around the edges of the scrapbooking paper and just left the green alone. And I think that is just super cute. It's a nice complement. The stitches always give it a nice detail. And I'm pretty happy with what I see here. I'm adding a little bit of glue on the top and bottom edges so that I can attach this belly band. And that's a good glue that stays pretty secure. and it's pretty strong. It's for book binding, actually. It's a PVA glue for book binding. You can find it on Amazon. And so I'm trying to line it up in the middle, in the center, as close as I can get it. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is for personal use. And everything that's handmade is never going to be perfect. Even things that you buy at the store aren't perfect. And that's when I get sometimes very annoyed, because you spend quite a bit of money and things are not quite as perfect, as you would expect them to be. So here's my little booklet. I've added some pages to it and folded them inside. I'm creating two holes with this awl that I have. You can use whatever to perforate the holes. This is going to be a very easy binding. And I believe I might have inserted maybe a total of 3 pages to make, or I should say 3 sheets to make like 6 pages. And I'm adding this coral thread through with this needle that I've never used before. I just recently got it in the mail, so I thought I'd try it. I don't know the purpose of these semicircular needles, but it worked pretty well. And I am going to just tie a bow, and I have kind of a hard time sometimes tying these bows depending on the thread or the size of them. But I love the complement of the colors with the corals, the coral of the thread and the corals of the flowers and the reds. I think it all goes really well together. You can see there how I have attached my little booklet. Or I have put it under my belly, not my belly, I hope not, under my belly band. So I'm looking at this card that I'm going to create on top of a piece of junk card that came with some stickers. This is another card, a picture that's beautiful. I believe it's like an impressionist painting from a secondhand book that I have as well. And I think all these colors just go very well. This green card, I plan on using it in this book as well on the left side to complement the right side. Here I'm trying to figure out what to do with these little flowers that look like little monsters almost, to do some collage with it. And that's what I plan, where I plan on putting my little green rectangle there, and kind of getting an idea of what the whole layout is going to be looking like. And I really like what I see. So I'm about to create my cards. Again, I'm going to need some, I just used some glue stick, just a little bit of it quickly to set my pieces in place. I have a piece of material there, the green one, and what I'm doing is fraying the edges because I like the threads to show and be a little bit wild. And I glue it pretty quickly with the glue stick, and not much necessary at all because I am going to take it through the sewing machine. I really like the combination and the layout of this little card, and it's going to get even prettier, I think, when I sew it. I am rounding the corners again with this trimmer. You don't have one, you can use scissors, or you don't have to do it if you prefer square edges. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this beautiful painting. I decided to use a white background that I am going to put and I forgot the name of it, a stencil, there you go. And I am using Tim Holtz Distress Oxide, I believe it is, with a little brush. These are these soft, wonderful brushes that I found in Amazon for this purpose. I'm protecting my surface right now so I don't get ink all over. And I'm going to proceed to ink the image. It is doing these little details what just gives it something special and interesting and beautiful to your little pieces of art, I plan on putting the card on it, and you will see the margins are the images, that stand out. So I really like what I see, and I used a green for it, a green ink for that. I'm rounding the edges now, and I am going to proceed and try to highlight those edges because I think that will give them a pop. So see there? I think that is so pretty and subtle what stenciling can do with those brushes. It's very pretty. And the inks. Yeah, you have to use the inks for that to make it a little subtle, to give it that touch. Now I am going to highlight the edges again with more of that oxide ink, I believe it is. And I think that might be that photo, vintage photo. And with my little sponge, and just briefly, just ink the edges, and you will see that that will make it pop. So, and this is going to be my card where I am going to write down the beautiful Psalm 23 that I did a mini study on recently, and I just fell in love with it all over again, realizing that the Lord is so good. It just became so very personal to me to be able to own these words and realize how wonderful of God we have, and He's our shepherd, you know. Own it, He's your shepherd. So I just find that beautiful. He guides me and leads me by still waters, you know. He is just wonderful. So here I am playing with this other little card and trying to figure out another collage. Again, I love using paper and using materials and different kinds, whatever I can find. Whatever you have around the house, if you have an old piece of clothing that is all raggedy, you can use pieces of that to create wonderful things. You just have to look at it kind of outside the box, add it and combine it with different elements like paper, you know, and threads and just anything that you can find around. So I like what I see. I'm just cleaning up the edges and just another little card, and here I am framing the material, the green material that I have bought again at a recycling place where you can buy used things for very low cost, and I love doing that because it's a great treasure hunt. You know, I'm gonna as well go ahead and sew around these cards because that's what I've been doing, that I've been truly enjoying. I go through phases where I get stuck doing something over and over until I get bored, and then I have to jump to something else. Here I am messing with cutting the little edges because they were too square for me, too perfect. So I had to make them a little more uneven, and I didn't want to completely fray them and get rid of all the threads at that. You know, at that rate, you can pull all the threads out and end up with no material left. So I'm just making it a little more rough around the edges so it's not perfectly straight. I like when things are a little more rustic and a little not straight really, because it just adds, and then you balance it off somewhere in the other, in another place. So loving the colors, loving what I see. I got my 3 cards ready, and I'm going to run them under the sewing machine for some zigzag stitching. I'm trying to figure out here what I'm going to do with that little card. And here you see my cards ready after they've been stitched. I have added a sticker that says the Lord is my shepherd, and that is the base, that is the theme today of my spread. This is, you see the stitches are so beautiful, and I'm going to add to the back, I'm going to add this paper to cover it and just finish the card like that. I love the way this card turned out. It's a beautiful piece. And I love that it has a little pop of yellow because we don't have a lot of yellow in our layout. And here you see the little threads. Aren't they just so cute? And you can just run them anywhere you want them, all over the place. You know, there's no set way. Get creative, do what you want. And I will eventually put a little sentiment or a word on that space. Again, I will have to cover the back of this card so I can write on it one of my favorite verses. That is going to be John 10:11. It says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. How appropriate, right? Own this. Own the word of God. Once you own it, oh my gosh, it just makes you, it just strengthens you in your faith. And it's just wonderful. Here you see I have discarded again, from a piece of junk paper, from a tag, from junk cardboard. Um, I created it, and so I have covered the backs of them, and I have everything almost ready to go to be written on. I hope you are all enjoying this. It says faith and inspiration. It is, I think it goes so well together with this because my faith increases as I study the Word of God. And I get so inspired by the beautiful creation that God has provided for us and seeing nature in these beautiful colors. So I'm really, really enjoying this. I want to remind you, Jesus is the good shepherd. He says, I am the good shepherd. I mean, not every shepherd's a good shepherd. He's the good shepherd, and he really takes care of us. John 10:14 says, I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and I'm known of mine. What you see here is I am just putting a hole. I'm not going to dress up this hole much. All I'm going to do is just put this piece of material that is the same one that I used in the little card, and I'm going to tie it. Just make a tie and get it all unraveled and frayed just like I like it. And it's good to repeat some of the materials and colors around all over the place, and to make it all kind of work together. You know, come to a, what word am I thinking of? Just one solid piece. There's a special word I can't think right now. I completely understand the ladies that I listen to the wonderful work they do, and they get stuck in their words sometimes. And I want to tell them, this is what you're meaning, and they get stuck in their words, and I see how it happens. You just can't think sometimes. These are some embellishments I pulled out to decorate my little tags. I don't always do this for me, for my books, but I thought it needed a little something, a little more charm. So it's always nice to add a little something. I'm looking for a word to add to my little card on that green base with the material. And the word that I am going to choose is trust, because I trust in my shepherd. He leads me by still waters and green pastures. He is wonderful and takes care of me, you know, and he can do the same for you, you know, if you seek him out. You know, I love how John 10:27 says, my sheep hear my voice, and I don't know them, and they follow me. I need to hear his voice. To me, that is so important. I'm showing you here Fabri-Tac is the glue that I used to glue this sticker, only because the piece I'm gluing it onto is a piece of material. And this is a good glue for that. Many people are aware of this. What I don't like it is that it bubbles up. I mean, it just glue comes out of, after you squeeze it, you have to like immediately close it tight, or it just comes out. So just waste and turns into glue, and it's very annoying. But it is a good glue to glue material. I trust it. Apparently, some people say all you need is a good PVA glue, and that may be the truth. I haven't been using or doing this type of work for that long to know, to really have a preference in glues yet. To know what I've done before mostly is painting, mixed media painting or journaling. I was showing you a little bird here. There's a little charm that I love, another little piece of nature and God's creation. I love birds. It's super cute, and I'm going to put it through the thread through the little bird. Nothing super fancy. Just put it through the little hole, and I will tie it into a bow, you know, and that is pretty simple. It's just a little tedious trying to get that type of thread through that little bitty hole. You could use obviously a needle if you wanted to, but and again, I'm having a hard time trying to tie this to it, but I get it eventually. So And I think it just adds an extra, just a little bling, a little jewelry to the piece. It's just so cute. Um, and we are almost done with this. And I love it that it's a booklet. You know, you can create your own stuff. You can create your own cards, your own books. Excuse me. I am gluing here a little bit of the bow because that thread was moving too much and driving me nuts and moving my charm, and I couldn't see the charm, and I want to see that cute charm. So the charm is not glued, but a little bit of the thread is glued to keep the charm in the front. So there, I have some of those things I have to be picky with, certain things. So I gotta be able to see that cute little bird. There's a purpose for it there. It cannot be hiding in the back. So that goes in there, inserted. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have used the paper clip to clip that little card with the word trust on it, to clip it on the outside of that belly band. And that's a droplet paper clip. These are pretty cute. They sell them all over the place. In Amazon, you can find them different colors. And this happens to be like, what kind of color is that? What is that called? I can't remember. It's like a bronzy type. No, not bronze. I'm not sure. Kind of pinkish, you know. This is what you call, I forgot the name because I always forget the name of these things. It's not a grommet. It's not an eyelet. But you ladies know what this is. And man, if anybody, any men that are watching that like to do crafting and things, but I'm sure y'all know what it is. And it's just a beautiful embellishment. I think it adds to the card, being that the card is it's just a very soft piece. I think that pearly look just goes so well with it. It's a beautiful impressionist painting that I couldn't tell you right now what it is because it's not one of the ones that I don't think that is most, I mean, maybe because I am not a scholar at all. But I do love the Impressionists. So, and I think these colors together in the setup that I have, I do really absolutely love this piece. I have this little paper clip in the shape of a bird. I find them a little hard to use, the way they like to lay. And I'm just using it as an embellishment here, just a little extra on top there. I'm not using it to clip anything to anything, just using it as an embellishment. And we are done. Psalm 23 says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thanks for watching, guys. You be blessed. Bye-bye.